Hello and welcome to the Union Express. I'm Bandhavi Anna. Today we are in conversation with Telugu Desam Party General Secretary Nara Lokesh garu, who is in poll fray for the second consecutive time from Mangalagiri constituency in Guntur district. Hello sir, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so with only few weeks left for the elections, how is your election campaign going on?
I mean, if you noticed, I did a Padayatra across the state,
Yeah.
3,132 kilometers.
Yeah.
I was able to walk across the state, understand public problems very closely.
Yeah.
And that, of course, a lot of the problems have been addressed through our manifesto. How we're going to sort of solve those problems. And that's been a great cornerstone of the entire campaign. Now I've been spending a lot more time in my own constituency.
Yeah.
Because I've been out of the constituency for almost a year. And I've been campaigning in the constituency. And then definitely in the next week, I'll be again heading out for the state to interact with the youth of Andhra Pradesh.
Okay. So coming to the beginning of this, since the inception of Mangalagiri constituency, TDP only won 2 times.
Correct.
And that too long ago in 1983 and 1985. So what made you to choose to contest from Mangalagiri constituency in the first place?
Well, I'm a third generation politician.
Yeah.
And I did not want to go to a safe seat. I always believe that if you're a generational leader, you should take a tough seat.
Yeah.
Fight it out and prove yourself. My first attempt, I failed. I didn't have enough of time. I was not able to convince the people of Mangalagiri. But since the day I lost, for the last 4 years and 11 months now, I've been working very hard. I've been serving the people of Mangalagiri. And come election, I'm hoping that they'll elect me with a very large resounding majority.
Yeah, sir, that's my next question. After 2019 defeat, for you personally and for the party in the state, so what changes did you make in your campaigning style and in your political strategies to win in this election?
No, fundamental thing is, if you notice, we have reconnected back to the public, saying that we are now able to aggressively counter the false propaganda being done by the current ruling dispensation. Because they're very good at false propaganda. I mean, that is something probably we need to learn from them. How to tell a lie and convince people so effectively. So, I mean, even if you look at the assassination of the Chief Minister's uncle, when this entire incident happened, Telugu Desam Party was blamed.
Yeah.
But come when CBI inquiry happens, it is Jagan Reddy's own family member, Avinash Reddy, who's again contesting to be an MP, is part of the charge sheet. So, that kind of false propaganda was used against us, and we were unable to sort of beat it. This time around, we've become a lot more aggressive, and we are, I think, effectively be able to counter the false propaganda. That is one. 2, Jagan Reddy has destroyed the state. Economically, I mean, there are no jobs. Youth have become very delusional. They are not able to focus on things. If you see that the ganja prevalence has gone up substantially, and there is a need now to really get rid of ganja and give a good ecosystem where the youth of Andhra Pradesh can reintegrate back and definitely get jobs. And that's going to be a great focus come next election.
So the YSRC is playing BC card against you in this election. Muruguru Lavanya, a woman from Weaver community, who are, they are, we can say, effective in that constituency. So how confident are you about your winning chances this time?
See, I have served people across caste, religion in Mangalagiri. For the last 4 years and 11 months, I've done close to 29 welfare and development programs. So I believe that I've effectively reached out to people, and cutting across caste lines or religious lines, people will vote me in.
So what about the local factor? They are using that YSRC is.
See, end of the day, it's a matter of fact that I was not born and brought up here. I was born and brought up in Hyderabad. Post the division of the state, I relocated to Mangalagiri. I've been living here for the last 8 years. My vote and my entire family's vote is in Mangalagiri. So I'm as much local as anyone else today is. So I truly believe that people will look at who's serving them, who served them. Just because a person is born, brought up here and has never served the people, versus a person who might not be born, brought up here, but who's been living here, who spent 8 years of his life here, and in that 4 years and 11 months, has worked hard for the people of that particular constituency. I truly believe that people will bless me.
So, sir, as you have mentioned, you have been implementing 29 various welfare and development schemes in Mangalagiri constituency in the past 4 years and 11 months. So, that too from your own pockets.
Yes.
So, can you tell us about what are these schemes and how they benefited the people of Mangalagiri?
I mean, the major thing, my major agenda is to ensure that there's no poverty. So all my major focus areas were around that. So let's take an example of a small, push cart vendor. So they have to pay X amount of rupees per day in rent for a push cart. So we actually gave push carts free. Then let's take where they are making food in a push cart. So we created sort of an hygienic environment and sort of branded it so we can double their income levels. I opened with my own funds a weaver sala where we had a tie-up with Tanera, which is a Tata subsidiary, where all the saris that are going to be weaved in that weaver sala will be purchased by Tatas. So that's one project. Then for women, I've taught them how to stitch, and we gave them a stitching machine free of cost. So locally they become a micro entrepreneur of sorts in that sense. Apart from this, I wanted to really get the youth engaged. So I did a lot of cricket tournaments, volleyball tournaments, badminton tournaments. Because currently the youth of Andhra Pradesh, because of ganja, are losing focus and their families are getting destroyed. So I wanted to sort of wean them out of that and integrate them back into society. And sports is a great tool for that. That's something that we've done. In villages where the government didn't respond during rainy season, of course I couldn't lay cement roads. I obviously didn't have budgets like that. But, we were able to put some gravel, temporarily at least resolve that issue. Wherever there is no water and government was not sending water tankers, we sent water tankers. So we've done numerous programs like this, 29 such programs.
So, sir, you did Prajagalam Padayatra across the state.
Yogalam.
Yeah. So, what are the problems you have identified of the people at the ground level?
So fundamentally, every family is saving rupee by rupee, taking lakhs of debt to educate their children. And when the children have been well educated and they graduate and they come out of colleges, they have no jobs. So wherever I went, when I say, what are you expecting from the government? Everyone's like, create jobs. Single priority is job creation. Do whatever it takes to give us jobs. So if you look at the promise that we've given, the first promise in a manifesto is to create 20 lakh jobs, both in the private and in the government sector. So with that agenda, we're going forward. So that's number one. Number two, social, if you look at the hard infrastructure in every constituency, so it could be drinking water, it could be drains, it could be even roads. I mean, this government has completely neglected this sector. When I was the Panchayat Raj and Rural Development Minister, I laid close to 25,000 kilometers of CC roads. This government has done nothing close to that, not even 10% of that. So we need to bring that ecosystem back and create that hard infrastructure in every village so we can improve the quality of life. Third is prevalence of ganja. It's really destroyed families. Andhra Pradesh has become now the net exporter of ganja to other states. If ganja is found in Maharashtra, it's come from Andhra Pradesh. If ganja is found in Tamil Nadu, it's come from Andhra Pradesh. Ganja is found in Karnataka, it's come from Andhra Pradesh. That's the unfortunate state of affairs. So we will put a full stop to ganja in the first 100 days of our government. So these are the three major issues that I have noticed.
So you are saying job creation will be your top priority. Sir, if we take IT sector, if we see that the majority of companies are laying off people, the employees working right now. So do you think it is possible, to create more jobs in that sector?
See, IT is only one sector. If you look at Andhra Pradesh, it's a very long state. We are a peculiarly long state, right? We have a long coastline. So coastal-based economy can be promoted in a big way. Erstwhile, we had 13 districts and each district had a focus area. So if you look at Anantapur was around automotive, Chittoor was around electronics manufacturing, Kurnool was around renewable energy and cement manufacturing, and Kadapa was around sports. So like that, every district had a focus area. And IT was predominantly focused on Visakhapatnam. So we believe that we have the ecosystem already in place. A lot of companies got seeded during our term. And all of them have now slowly matured where we can create the spin-off companies and create the entire ecosystem. And we will create jobs both in the blue-collar jobs and white-collar jobs. So it's not just focused on IT alone. So there's huge opportunity to do pharma. So there's humongous opportunity in North Andhra, and that's a trust area that we're going to focus on. Saying that even IT, there are new jobs getting created through AI and ML. Big data is a big sector. So if you look at it, we had a specific policy for data centers. And that's how we got Adani We signed a project, unfortunately that didn't go forward because of the current government. But that's one project that I'm eager to again get started once the government changes. So, and then I think such sectors, once we start focusing on new sectors, we will be able to create the number of jobs that I said.
Sir, after accusing YSRC for spending lot of money in welfare schemes and completely neglecting the development of the state, Telugu Desam Party announced its Super 6 and doubled the money in the welfare schemes, which are very similar to what are being implemented right now.
If you look at it, what we've announced for women, the monthly support that we're going to give to women is not there it's not part of any current scheme, right? Free gas cylinders, giving 3 cylinders a year, it's not part of the current government scheme. So we've come out with our own manifesto based on the pain and suffering of the people at the grassroots level. But then if you look at our manifesto, the Super 6, what is the first 6? It is to create 20 lakh jobs. That will increase the economy by 2.5 times. So the whole point, what we are criticizing this government is, the government is raking up debt and doing welfare. That is hurting people because that is creating an inflationary problem in the state because power prices have gone up, taxes have gone up, so everything is going up. Therefore, you should not do that. You should balance both welfare and development. And TDP is known for it. So if you look at the original Deepam Pathakam was done by TDP. The Food Security Act, before India even thought about it, we did it in Andhra Pradesh in 1982 under the leadership of NTRG. So like we've done that. So we are known to balance both welfare and development, and we will do this in the next term also.
So, considering the existing financial condition of the state, do you think that balancing both welfare and development, as you are saying through Super 6, is it possible practically?
We had the same problem in 95. In 95, the state wasn't huge there. But Mr. Naidu, with his abilities and his vision and his caliber, was able to turn around the state. And come 2004, we were close to a surplus budget. So we are more than competent and capable of doing this.
So, coming to the capital issue, it is one of the most important political issues for this election. And your constituency is at the epicenter of it, in the capital region. So, if you come to power in 2024, will you resume the development of Amaravati as sole capital as planned initially?
Absolutely.
So, is it possible? Do you think there will be any, backstep due to 5 years of delay?
Definitely, it will be a lot harder to restart things. But we are not going to stop. We are going to charge ahead. See, let's understand this, right? Capital alone does not create development. So the current government has this false premise that, if we take multiple capitals, then development will happen. Then every city should become a capital in India. That doesn't work fundamentally. So Kia Motors went to Anantapur. It didn't come to Amaravati. Foxconn went to Nellore. It didn't come to Amaravati. TCL went to Chittoor. It didn't come to Amaravati. So it all depends on the leadership's will to create decentralized development. We've done it. But for convenience of governance, capital should be in one place. Globally, if you see, capitals are in one city. It's unheard of that you'll have capital in multiple cities. So I think it's one of the most foolish decisions of the current government.
Sir, in the view of tripartite alliance, is there still any friction between the leaders and cadre of three parties at ground level?
End of the day, when you even in a small family, small issues might crop up time and again. But as the head of the family, the father and mother sit and resolve the issues. Similarly here, all the three leaders will sit and resolve issues. I'm not saying every marriage is perfect. In fact, let's put it the other way. No marriage is perfect. Right? Every marriage will have its issues. But then it all depends on how you resolve those issues. So daily issues keep coming. Could be small clashes or ego fights. So then we sit, we resolve it across the table and move on. Because our agenda is very clear. Our agenda is to develop the state. If you have to develop the state, it's only possible with the alliance. And that's quite clear.
So in this context, do you think the vote transfer will occur as successfully as being expected?
100%. We expect 100% vote transfer. There will be no leakages. Because all the three parties are motivating the cadre, explaining to them the importance of ensuring that one vote also does not go outside the ecosystem.
Sir, unlike in other states, the politicians in our state, in AP, are using inflammatory language in political speeches. Even Chandrababu Naidu garu also using language like that. Why is it necessary?
No,
Why do we need it?
I don't believe that Chandrababu Naidu garu is using inflammatory language. Fundamentally. In fact, if you notice it, he is one of the most balanced politicians in the country. He never takes anything for granted. Saying that, there are certain brand annotations for every leader. So for Jagan Mohan Reddy, it's been psycho as a brand annotation because of his erratic behavior. So 3 capitals is an erratic behavior because he promised only 1 capital. Then while you were entering this premises, you saw Praja Vedika that was destroyed by his government. It was legal, it was legally erected, government funds spent, and he destroyed it. So there is a brand annotation, and this is not something we're using it for election. We've been using it since day one, saying that he is not of a stable mind. If you look at his policies, if you look at his behavior, so that's what we've explained to people. So we have not used any language to create rift between castes or religions or regions. That's not something that Telugu Desam party is into. We never do that.
Sir, unlike in other states, there is a personal rivalry, some sort of personal rivalry between leaders in AP. If we see Telangana state, Chief Minister Revant Reddy garu, he visited KCR when he was hospitalized. But after Jagan was attacked recently, not even moral support has been extended to this incident, and moreover, it was ridiculed by the leaders of opposition.
It is something that should be ridiculed because it is not an attack. I mean, I'm sorry, this is the same drama that happened in 2019. You're aware of the Kodikatti incident and then his uncle's death. Now, if you cut, copy, paste after 5 years, you see that now it's a stone. And now I'm scared that who is he going to kill in the house? Because there's a track record to the leader. If the leader is true and pious, then we understand. But if there's the same drama that repeats once every 5 years just to win sympathetic votes, then obviously we should ridicule it. And with all fairness, Mr. Naidu expressed his solidarity. He said, it's not fair to attack Jagan. And that's something that Mr. Naidu has said. But then for Lokesh, like for me as Lokesh, my whole point is that this is the same drama that's repeating once every 5 years. And I think I have a right to express it to people. And I've expressed it. And nothing beyond that. Because, I mean, it's quite hilarious if you look at it, right? I mean, it's a stone. They claim it's a stone. And then after it hits the Honorable Chief Minister, it goes in, then from there I think it bounces off his head and hits Velampalli Srinivas on his left eye, if I'm right. But then next day, he forgets that it's his left eye. He puts a patch to his right eye. If you want, I'll send you the photos and the videos. So, I mean, that's the kind of drama that's happening in the state. Then I think it's fair to say it's a drama, right?
So you say that there is no political rivalry. I mean, personal attacks and.
Well, if you look at the Chief Minister, he's been attacking us personally.
Yeah.
No, he's
both
foisted.
sides. I'm
sorry. When Mr. Naidu was Chief Minister, not in one case was foisted against Jagan Mohan Reddy. He was never sent to jail on a false case ever. I have now 23 cases foisted against me in the last 4 years, 11 months, including an attempt to murder case and SC/ST case against me. Mr. Naidu, who never had a case against him, now has 23 cases foisted against him. If you look at the alleged scam that they have, right? They said it's a 3,000 crore scam. Then they said 270 crore scam. Now they're saying 27 crore scam. And even till today, they have not been able to prove where is the proceeds of the crime. And if you look at the skill development model, it's the exact model that other states have implemented. The first state to implement that exact model is Gujarat. Under the then Chief Minister's leadership, Narendra Modi ji's leadership, same model, we said this is brilliant, let's implement in Andhra. After Andhra, Karnataka, Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu have implemented it. So whilst there doesn't seem to be a scam in other states, but Andhra somehow, evidently there's a scam. And 280,000 people have been trained, out of which close to 1.2, 1.3 lakh plus trained youngsters have found jobs. During my Rachabanda programs in Mangalagiri, one youngster stood up and said he's a beneficiary of the program. He's today working at PayPal. So it's very unfair. A person who's worked all his life for the people and for the state of Andhra Pradesh, their false cases have been foisted. So I think this is a question you need to ask the leadership of YCP.
So with elections just few weeks away, when can we expect the joint manifesto from the tripartite alliance?
That's something that we're working out. But all of us are committed to the Babu Super 6 promise because it's something that was created after discussion with Jansena Party Pawan Kalyan Garu. So we've come together and discussed this. Subsequently, we did discuss with Bharatiya Janata Party about the supersession. So that's the cornerstone of our manifesto, and we're going ahead with it.
Can we get an exact timeline?
No, we're working on it, so we'll come out soon.
So if TDP comes to power in 2024, will you like to serve as IT minister for the second time, or are you interested in any other ministry?
That I leave it to the leadership to decide. And the alliance leadership has to decide. It's not for me to comment on that. My job is to serve the people. In power, out of power, we have been trained by Mr. Naidu to only do one thing, serve people. During COVID also, we were busy serving people. So that's the only thing we're hardwired to do, and we will continue to do that. And we're going to remain very focused. As Lokesh, I will remain very focused on serving Mangalagiri, the people of Mangalagiri, and people of Andhra Pradesh and Telugu people at large. Because that is the motto of Telugu Desam Party.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.